Welcome to your Success Tonic. If you're ready to explore what it would mean to step into your boldest, most exciting vision of success, then you're in the right place. Welcome to your Success Tonic. Today, we're going to eliminate the drama and we're going to get into action. I'm going to share a simple tool that's been invaluable, both for myself and for my clients. This is for those of you who need to get into clarity around making decisions that will get your business moving forward significantly in some way. The first thing I want to remind you is that sometimes done is better than perfect. When you're stuck in ideation stage, assessing different alternatives, writing pros and cons lists, and figuring out possible outcomes, it is very easy to get stuck there. And when we're in that space, we need to remember our top priority. And that is that we need to get a grip on one thing and finding a way to move that one thing forward. When we take action, we create clarity. The experience that we glean from taking action actually gives us more information and more clarity on the next step. So I can promise you that I struggled with this recently, which is why the struggle is so clear in my mind, and I can completely relate to where you're at if you're going through this right now. But I was also able to get myself unstuck and take the next step and drive things forward, which gave me so much clarity and energy and was the inspiration for this episode, because I want to share that process with you. Now, I'm usually able to make decisions confidently and take action quickly. It's actually one of the things that my clients tell me is one of the reasons they love working with me, because I bring that element of clarity and direction very quickly to a problem, even complex ones. But just this month, I found myself spending too long trying to decide between two options for my core program this year. I sat there thinking about all the elements that my clients have enjoyed and benefited from in our coaching, and then all the new elements that I'm excited to bring into my programs. Now, the different considerations started to pile in on top of each other. And I got to a place where I was changing my mind every day as to which program I was going to focus on and which direction I was going to go in. And it was crazy making, right? And in the end, I just got tired of listening to myself trying to come up with something great. And so when I say great, I was thinking, what would make the most dynamic, creative, and fun program that would also deliver the best results? No pressure, right? So after some reflection and some coaching, I was able to see that I was trapping myself in this idea that this had to be great. You know, when I was able to take a step back and reflect on everything, I could see that this program is not going to be the be-all and end-all of everything that I can offer, or even everything that I want to do in the world. And when I released that pressure, I was able to come out with a clear decision. And that's what got me to take the next step. And already, since taking that step, I've had some great feedback and some really useful information and experience from people that I care about and trust. And so I'm offering something that I believe in, something that is actually great, and things are going to progress from there. And from that perspective of embracing that evolution and being comfortable with the flexibility of the process as it evolves, the entire process becomes joyous. So I want you to really own for you where are you starting from today? What do you need to get a grip on, a real tight hold of today to move your business forward? Because one step will get you progress toward the next step, and then the next step. And this is what takes the drama out of things. This is also the difference between the people who are actually business owners versus the people who are just talking about it. This is the difference between the people who are actually driving positive change versus the people who are just talking about it. So you get to make your choice. Now, I'm not going to say that there is a right path or a wrong path here, just a decision to let go of the drama and move forward. And when you make that decision, there are 5 questions that you need to ask that will help you move forward. But before you do that, and before I give you those 5 questions, you have to be very clear and own the situation that you are currently in. So for example, if you're just getting started in your business, your focus is getting your first paying clients. That is your next step. You're not launching a big elaborate funnel. You're not launching an online course or a group program. You're focusing on your one-to-one services flowing in, right? That's your priority. And remembering that helps you get clear. So hold on to that one thing and make sure that you're committed to it. And you're not looking around for other things to work on. Do not get pulled into someone else's priorities telling you, right, that you have to launch your course next so that they can sell you their next program, right? No, you remember what your priority is, so then your next step becomes clear. It's not, I have to launch my course, I have to write the content, I have to set up the tech, I need to hire an assistant, I need to launch my big funnel, I need to run Facebook ads, and I need to find one-on-one clients. No way. It's just, I need to connect with some clients. That's it. And so that big thing that you thought you didn't know how to do, or didn't have the time to do, or didn't have the money to do, all of a sudden you realize that you just need maybe one contractor to do one project, or one assistant so that you can outsource the things that you're not great at. Or maybe just 5 emails to book 5 calls. It all becomes so much more doable. Now, remember, when you're stuck in the, should I do this or do this or this or, this, someone else is out there already doing what you desire. And they are getting the results that you are just wishing for right now. But I'll tell you this, they are not superhuman. They are just normal people, and they're just like you. What they have done is they've confronted fear and overwhelm and indecision, just like you, right? We all have dreams and desires. We all have fear. We all wonder whether we can do it. And we all wonder whether our stuff is good enough. Now, the people that you look up to, the ones who are out there doing the very thing that you want to be doing, they are doing something different. First off, they probably have a great coach. Just saying, right? Because they are asking better questions and they have better tools. They're not just asking better questions, actually. They've stopped asking the question, am I good enough? They've stopped asking, what are other people going to think about me? And they've stopped asking, what if this doesn't work? So that is what you're going to do. And here's the magic. You are going to only ask questions that you would actually like to answer. Here are the 5 questions. Number 1, how can this work? Number 2, how quickly can I set this up? Number 3, who do I need to be to make this work? Number 4, what is my next step? And number 5, what action do I need to take today to drive this forward? So this is how, when I was spinning out with all this pros and cons and back and forth decisions about what to do next, using these questions was how I was able to reset my course and come away with clarity and energy. So start asking these questions. They're actually very simple, but you're chunking down this giant, overwhelming issue into your first step. So what's the first thing that you need to do? So in my case, it was to go and research something. And then I had a beautiful conversation with one of my colleagues about this new program that I'm designing. And then I asked her, what should I do next? And she said, you need to speak to this person who does this thing, this very thing that you're thinking about. So I reached out to him. And in the space of 4 minutes, we had a very matter-of-fact, very clarifying, and very uplifting conversation. He shared his experience, and then I told myself to decide my next step for now. And I tell you what, I felt like a huge weight was lifted off of me when I made that decision, and I committed to it 100%. So, it's just one step. It's a very simple step. It's an actionable, doable step, right? And it all took less than an hour, and all of that melted away. Sometimes it's just about opening up those creative channels and inviting or asking for the support that we need, right? But none of this is possible, and all of it is much, much harder than it needs to be when you decide that you have to keep weighing the pros and cons and figuring it all out on your own. If you don't have this mindset that you absolutely will figure it out when you need to, that you are on the right path, and that you do have the ability to do hard things if necessary, then you are going to struggle and you are going to waste a lot of time. Now, it doesn't mean that we shouldn't pay attention to the questions and the yearnings and the possibilities, right? If you were meant to stay in your business exactly as you are now and working with people in the way that you are now, let's say that's like one-to-one with your clients, then you wouldn't be asking questions like, what if I set up a group program? What if I grow a team to work with more clients? Or what if I automated my process to leverage my time? These questions wouldn't be coming up. These questions are therefore very important. And if you're asking them, then it's because you're interested in your next level, right? It just might not be that it's meant to be your next step right now. Sometimes we get distracted by the big picture, right? It's so compelling. It's the thing that we're moving towards, but we forget that there are many steps we have to take, things that we have to learn in order to get that, in order to realize that vision. So don't make your vision for your next level be the reason that you stay stuck where you are now. Now, when you've identified your next step and you've put the vision for your next level where it needs to be, and you give that to yourself, I tell you, the rest of it becomes oddly simple. Again, I'm not going to say that this is easy, right? Let's be honest, business can be chronically difficult, right? But it becomes so much easier when you know how to move your business forward whenever you hit these kinds of roadblocks. When you make it easier on yourself and you focus on the right things, then a lot of the noise fades away. Now, this is something that one of my mentors said that really kind of was a big light bulb moment. So I want to share it with you. Remember that there are 7 billion people in the world, and that 3 billion of them have access to the internet. And you only need to connect to one of them, one person, to have a life-changing month, right? All of a sudden you realize that what you need to do in this moment is very simple. So this is one of the exercises that has helped me stay sane and focused and making things happen. So I want you to come away with this, right? What is your next step? Keep it simple, okay? So if you don't have any paying clients right now, your next step is finding a paying client. If you're making 10 grand a month with your one-to-one clients and you know what your next step is, it's that group program or whatever your vision is, you know your next step. Remember, everybody has 10 or 20 things that they could be choosing from right now. And that is actually the problem, right? The more successful you become, the more options you have. But what you have to do is pick the one thing and rock it out. So make your choice and go ahead and write down your answers to these 5 questions. How can you make this work? How quickly can you make this happen? Who do you need to be to make it work? What is your next step? And what is it that you're going to be focused on and working on today? And instead of blocking out 3 hours to take your next step, maybe you need to chunk it down further, right? So what is the smallest step that you can take? Is it just that one email that you need to send? Go take the next smallest step right now. When we decide that we're ready to make things happen, there is an abundance of amazing resources and support available to us. So the most important answers that you're looking for will always be found within you. Stop asking everybody their opinion and just check in with yourself about where you are and where you want to focus. Do not give your power away. Do not look to someone or something else to be your anchor or your truth. That's how you set your course to reaching your most extraordinary goals. Now, remember, I'm rooting for you, and I want you to know that I want to hear from you. So let me know, what step are you going to take today to move the needle forward in your business? Tell me in the comments or send me an email. I would love to hear from you. So I'm wondering, how would you like to reclaim up to 2 hours a day? It actually only takes 5 minutes a week to change the results that you're getting. Pretty soon you could be saving around 50 hours a month. Head over to storytonic.co/reclaim to discover how to leverage your time and give yourself the best chance at success.